doctors have a front row seat with people struggling with their physical health, their mental health, and sometimes they observe that there might be a better way to approach some of these things. And that is exactly the story of Dr. Vinita Prasad, psychiatrist turned anxiety root cause health coach. And we're going to hear about her journey, what inspired her, what's her personal journey in this, and what are some of the things she observed, and how can we help people even better by getting to root cause. So with that, welcome, Dr. Vinita.
Thank you, Dr. Shaunna. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, it is great to have you. It's always great to connect with a fellow MD. Tell us a little bit about your background. So, you and I are both doctors who then became health coaches, which is uncommon. And but tell us a little bit about your story. What were you doing before, and what inspired you to go into this root cause and health coaching realm?
Yes, of course. So, my journey towards becoming a doctor started really early on in my life. So, I grew up alongside with a family member very closely who was struggling with mental illness. So, at that time, I was not sure what's going on with their brain. So how the behavior and brain and manifestation is connected. So I was always curious to study the brain and person's brain and its anatomy, its psychology. So that led me to become and go into medical field and become a doctor. So I've always been passionate about mental health. I am working over a decade now in this field as a psychiatrist, and work in traditional health system. I diagnose mental illness, treat with medications, therapy, and do symptom management. So that's I've been doing for a long time over the decade. So in this journey of doing that, I realized something is missing because I saw a lot of people, a lot of women were coming back with the same symptoms.
Yeah.
Symptoms were not getting better. Anxiety was persistent. They were doing years of therapy, taking a lot of medications. List of medications instead. I see in my field medication for depression, one for anxiety, one for sleep, and one for something else. So, and that adds to a lot of the side effects, the burden of medication. So I thought that something is missing in their health journey, and I was curious to dig into root cause and wanted to explore more so I can help them more in the journey and help them recover so they can get their life back, their relationship back. Um, so what they were doing for years was not good, not good for, it's not good for anyone.
Yeah.
So that's why I knew that I need to work on this, and that pivoted the shift to me to become a health coach. And I started exploring that journey, and here I am.
Yeah. It's not unlike my journey. So I was a radiologist seeing inside people's bodies on a daily basis, maybe not inside their mind, but inside their bodies. And I too was like, this could be so much better. Like this suffering, it was endless, needless suffering that didn't have to be that way. And I looked at how can we help people get out ahead of it, like way, way before we got to this point. And so yeah, that is sort of a similar parallel aspect. So now I also had a weight loss journey and just adrenal fatigue and things at the same time and burnout. But so there was a professional level that led me to go, this could be better. And then a personal level, I wanted to see my kids. I was burning out. But you also had a personal story as well with your own health. Share a little bit about that too, simultaneously, what was happening.
Yeah, glad you asked that. So that is really personal and very, close to my heart, my story. So I was working in healthcare field, successful on the paper, everything was good. I had a home, kids, family, a good career. Um, but really, I was burned out in this working in the healthcare system. I was exhausted. I was struggling with fatigue, having no energy to be with my children or to do their activities with them.
Mhm.
It was very draining, and I was like, this is not normal. I shouldn't be feeling this way. Um, I have everything correct. I know I'm taking care of my health. I'm doing the diet. I'm doing the exercise, but something was missing.
Yeah.
So I was looking for the answers. One day I came across a master class by one of the mindset coach, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna devote this 1 hour from myself and listen to that. So through that master class, I realized that some of the emotional patterns that I was struggling was not random. It was connected to some of the unresolved issues from childhood that I was pushing apart. While I was working and achieving and studying, and I was busy doing all those things, and I ignored that aspect of my own health. And that was really affecting. And that gave me the clue, okay, why I manifest or why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And after that, I started digging into more into my health, my fatigue, my energy, my sleep issues, why I'm not feeling fresh when I wake up in the morning, or I'm waking up with headaches, and I'm trying to drag myself out of bed to get to the day. So I went through some of the testing. I found through one of the lab or one of the I can't remember who it was, but somebody was giving a test to detect some of the conditions that you have no clue to. So I was curious to know, and I went to the testing and I found out that I have a gene mutation. It is called MTHFR gene mutation, and that was mind blowing. I'm like, what? Being a doctor, I should be knowing that, and it was so embarrassing. But you wonder, like, even with in the healthcare field, or like me, so many women don't know what's going on with their own biology.
Yeah.
So that was affecting, that gene mutation was affecting in a way I understood later that even though I'm taking supplement, my body is not absorbing the right nutrient. Like I was deprived of folic acid or the things that is important for my body and my energy and for my nerves. So that was one thing. I also found out that I have autoimmune condition. I do have a thyroid condition and I was taking medicine for it, but not knowing it's the root thing was autoimmune side, and that needed not only just the medicine but beyond medicine, some other things that needed to be looked at, like anti-inflammatory diet or a gluten-free diet to support my autoimmune condition, which I was not aware, because I was like, I'm taking my medicine, I'm doing fine, and I'm doing my exercise, I'm taking my supplements. So these things were affecting at the deeper level. Although, in spite of doing everything wrong, it was mind blowing to me that I have those things that I needed to know before, until it came too late. I also find out that a strange thing happened. I'm not obese. I was in perfect health, doing exercise, taking supplements. But I found out through my hormonal shift, probably in my perimenopause age, that my muscles around the neck are over relaxed when I sleep. And that was leading to a condition, sleep apnea, a very common condition. I was wondering how can that happen to a woman who is not obese, who cannot expect it anyway, like I would have sleep apnea. But that was the reason I was waking up with headaches in the morning. So when I addressed that, when I implemented the method and CPAP machine and started wearing it, it was overwhelming to do that, but I did it because it was important. When I did that, it helped me resolve my headaches in the morning. My brain was getting enough oxygen at night, which is so important because if you don't have enough oxygen at night, you're deprived of energy. You're trying to drag your
Mhm.
day to get things done. So those are the things when I had knowledge about my own biology, which was mismatched for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and that was very, very surprising, but it was mind blowing and eye opener for me to know that. So when I started addressing those root causes, doing the right strategy, because now I know what things are going wrong. I address it correctly in a right way, the right method. Everything began to shift. I had more energy for the day. My headache were gone, as I said earlier. I was able to, be with my kids when I came home after work. I was able to, be present with them. So things started shifted, over the time. And I feel so glad that I did all those steps. And I do feel so many women who has the same struggle who come to me like they have no energy and they want some medicine to help them with energy or stress or anxiety or exhaustion. This is just not the medication. There's something else root cause. Just like me, I was going through all those things. They might be going through the same thing also. So I want to help these women reach them sooner than I did for myself so they can get the help they need.
Yeah, it is rampant. I mean, and then and you see it, you saw it firsthand, you see it in your friends, you see it in your family, you see it in your patients. And for you to have such great results. I mean, you did a lot of different things, some traditional, some, more holistic, but you really took a overall holistic approach, got to root cause. And then, yes, your sleep improved, but your belly fat went away. You lost weight. You didn't even need to lose weight. But that excess went and that inflammation went down. And so then you had proof like you can make a difference here. And like there are things that we do that make a difference. And I think every health coach that I know started with that light bulb moment with like, wait a minute, I don't have to stay like that. I can do this. And then there's like, I gotta tell everybody. I gotta let everybody know you don't have to stay stuck with that diagnosis and the prognosis that you were handed. You can do something about this, no matter what it is. There's always something that you can do, and so that I can see how that led. You're like, oh my gosh. And so, who do you help now? Who is it that you're passionate about helping now, Vanita?
Yes, yeah. So I help women just like me, professional women who are struggling with fatigue and low energy, exhaustion, feeling emotionally overwhelmed, burnt out. In spite of they are doing everything correct, like just like exercise or diet. On paper, everything looks perfect, but inside they are struggling with all these symptoms. I help them uncover the root cause through one of my method that I have developed over years. It's called bioharmony method that helps me detect the root cause of their symptoms, their struggle, and help me implement the right strategy, the tools for the real transformation so they can feel calm, energized, and like themselves again.
I love
So
it.
that's what I'm passionate about.
Yeah, I love it. You're blending the art and the science and, the holistic and that scientific mindset, creating your method and studying what works and bringing it, body, mind, spirit, all of it to help people by getting to the root cause. So, yeah, that's fantastic. This journey now and switching roles from psychiatrist now to health coach, it's different. What do you love best about being a health coach? Because I just think it's the best career choice on the planet, but that we never knew was out there. What are your favorite parts?
Yeah, I love being health coach. I love honestly that client get the clarity and the transformation from that. So I'm seeing a woman from feeling stuck, exhausted, burnt out, confused, drained out, not knowing, what's wrong with them, to feeling clear, calm and in control with their health is incredibly, rewarding. So I see the transformation, and that's incredibly to see as a health coach. And also, I love to do this work in a way I want to work, which aligns with my values. I'm not just working in a traditional system, but I'm working in a way that is creating meaningful difference in people's life, and it feels like purpose-driven work.
Mhm.
I'm present with my family. I have more time. And also still I'm contributing and doing the meaningful, impactful work. So that's really incredible, and I love being a health coach. My personal health, my personal life and work balance is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a rare thing to have, and it's something that I wish upon everyone, that they are able to find meaningful work that lights them up, where they're working in their zone of genius, and then it really gives meaning to anything that they've gone through that was a struggle. But now, if you're like, oh, I had to learn it the hard way, so I can help someone else out here, and it's healing in its own right, and the more you do it, the better you feel, when it's set up right. So I just, and to be able to work with who you want, when you want, how you want, from where you want, fantastic. Really fantastic, especially if you're a doctor and you've been used to not having that option and on call and doing things, even if you're like, I don't really think this is the best way, but you kind of have to. Yeah, that freedom, I think, is the word that is one of the favorite things that I love about it. And you can just design it to be whatever you want it to be. Like, focus on those areas that you are good at and that feel meaningful for you. So now, now it's a leap to go from psychiatrist to health coach. What is something that you were struggling with when you were trying to create your health coaching practice before you joined us at the Health Professional Academy?
Yes, perfect. So I had the knowledge, the medical knowledge, medical background and my own health journey, knowledge from that, the tools from that, and I wanted to help women struggling with the similar issues, but I did not know how to put those things together in a structured way that can be transformative. So, for example, I did not know who to work with. I did not know how to communicate my values so they get it. I did not know how to put all this knowledge and tools together in something that can give result and that could be transformative for the clients and could be sustainable in a business. So having a structured system, mentorship from you, and a community that you have built, that is a huge difference. It made a huge difference in my business. I have the structure and the program, and that is something that can help others consistently. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's made a huge difference in my business.
Yeah, I just so I've always wanted to help this world be a healthier, happier place back from when, my grandmother died of cancer, which led me to medical school, but then led me then to become a health coach. And then as people were coming and asking for my help, led to the creation of the Health Professional Academy. And health coaches are my favorite people. And to be able to connect someone to their purpose and that work that they're meant to do, and see them being able to make that difference there and create something that, um unlike most careers and jobs, like, the more that you do it, the more that you do your doctor job, if you will, let's say, or any regular job, the more you do it, the less time you have, the more less time you have for family, the more your relationships suffer, the more your health suffers, and so on. When done right, which is what I'm such a proponent of, when you create a scalable, sustainable, soul satisfying practice, the more you do it, the better it gets. And so that as your health improves, or sorry, as your business improves, you have more time, more energy, less stress, more meaning, and so your income improves, everything improves, the freedom improves, especially when you're not trading time for money. And so that structure is really important, very much like what you are a proponent of, and many health coaches, in terms of root cause. So people could go to want weight loss, for example, and they'll go to Ozempic, and that is one way. And yes, they can lose the fat, but they're also going to lose the muscle, and then they're going to have all these side effects. So there's this trade off, just like regular jobs. But when you get to the root cause and you help this person lose weight in an anti-inflammatory way that is, a specific, customized to them, then as that weight gets off, then not only that, but their pain goes away, their energy improves, their sleep is better, their mood is better, and then everything gets better. And so it's a direct parallel of it's about getting to that root cause. So yeah, uh, it's what I love to do. You guys are my favorite people on the planet. If you're listening here and you are a health coach, or a health professional and you're like, I'd like to know how to structure my practice. I'm going to put a link to a free copy of Six Figure Health Coach, this 12-step blueprint. So grab a copy and my pleasure. I want to help more of you get your gifts out there. And so for you, Vanita, you specialize especially in helping women with exhaustion, anxiety, overwhelm, stress. What are some of the biggest myths people have when they're tackling some of these situations that it's like, they're like looking at it from, because we don't know what we don't know. And a lot of times people are looking at it from a wrong perspective. So, what are some of the myths that you see that people have that are kind of keeping them stuck?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because this is so common, especially in my area. The biggest myth that I see is that people think that anxiety and exhaustion is just stress,
Mhm.
and they just need a better coping mechanism or better coping tools, and that will solve all the problems. Um, and another time I see people think that maybe just taking medicine will fix all the problems. And they solely rely on the medication treatment and they ignore other part, which is so important. But
Mhm.
in reality is that there's so much more for the root causes that can affect the anxiety, the energy, the fatigue. For example, like if they can have autoimmune or inflammation going on, that can affect the energy.
Mhm.
No pill is going to fix that. If they have a gene mutation, just like in my condition, I was having those symptoms because of those underlying conditions that I was not aware of, or they can have hormonal imbalances that can affect their sleep and moods and energy levels and day-to-day activity can be affected. So all those deeper root causes are usually ignored and overlooked at,
Yeah.
and people just think that just the medication alone or therapy alone is going to be enough. So if you're only paying attention to one, like we're just doing stress management and ignoring everything else,
Mhm.
things are not going to get better. Or
Yeah.
if they're just taking one supplement for one thing and they think everything will change, that's impossible. So
Yeah.
it has to be combined, effects, integrating everything together. If we don't do that, people can feel stuck for years without any long lasting changes.
Yeah, and that's frustrating because they'll think they're doing right things, but they don't have all those. It's kind of like a combination lock, and you can have all but one number and you still can't unlock it. And no matter how many times you spin it, if you're missing that one number, you don't get the results that you're looking for. um how have you this whole journey to become a health coach is really switching our identities as well, and it's a really a personal growth journey. Share with us some of the things that how have you grown as a person in this journey to become a health coach?
Yes, I have grown in a ways I didn't expect before. So I feel more grounded. I feel more in control of my health. I am more self-aware and I have more energy and my reactions are different. I feel more aligned with the person who I am.
Yeah.
I'm able to trust myself now more than I used to before. And I understand my body now, I understand my mind, and I understand what I need. So that was the greatest transformation. That was the greatest change in personal level. I grew in the journey of becoming a health coach.
Yeah, love it. And looking back to your former self, because 2020 hindsight, it's helpful to kind of look back. What would you tell your former self?
Yeah, so I would tell her, you are not broken. You just don't have the right picture. And I would also tell her that stop pushing so hard.
Mhm.
Instead, listen to your body, listen to your emotions, and listen to what underneath it is. So once we do that, or I wish I could have done that earlier. But yeah, that's what I will tell my former self, and I will tell any woman out there: listen to your body, listen to your mind. Just don't keep pushing harder, and ignore the full picture.
Yeah, love it. Uh, when you're working with clients, when you get to the root cause, as I kind of alluded to before, when you focus on this by getting to the root cause, then you get all of these bonus benefits. Share an example or two of a client where they came in for this, and yeah, that got better, but then these other things also got better.
Yes, I'm glad you asked that because I remember a woman. very vivid in my mind. I recently worked with her a few weeks ago. So she's a woman in mid-age, coming to me feeling really exhausted, lost, burnt out, very busy, working a full-time job, raising kids. But when kids left home, she had no purpose. She felt like this, she has no, motivation or to do anything. Um, so she was very sad and overwhelmed and feeling very disconnected with her kids, family. So we sat down, we did the assessment, we did some goal settings and life goals. We looked at those aspects, looked at emotional patterns, and I remember telling her, let's work on a vision board, and to give her some, insight and clarity. So while she was working on a vision board, that brought her and her husband, closer, because what she wrote on the vision board while she was working on that, she shared that her husband noticed what she wrote in some vision board. Some of them she already had,
Mhm.
so which she was ignoring for years, or she was overlooking those.
Yeah.
So while she was so thrilled to know that, like, working on that, it was just the beginning of our, journey of, the transformation. She was already having that clarity and the energy, because now she was more happier, more connected with her husband. That brought the relationship back. She was able to spend time with her kids, which she in earlier she was feeling disconnected, not able to talk to her kids or have a conversation. She was able to do so. So it was very transformative to see the how she not only that her mood and energy changed, her relationship, her her life, her family, everything improved.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I think you had another example of someone.
Yeah, so I remember another woman struggling with similar issues: energy, fatigue, anxiety, burnt out, exhausted, not knowing what to do. She has done like years of therapy, a lot of medications, nothing was working. So we did an I implemented my bioharmony method and helped her detect the root cause. Um, we came up with some strategy, personalized strategy to implement, nutritional support, looking at the sleep patterns, looking at the exercise or movement issues, implemented those nutritional support, nutrients, if biology was off. So when we did include all of that, she started feeling better. Her energy improved, her mood improved. She was feeling like herself again. Not only that improved, but that brought her back to her family, that brought her back the connection to herself, the time to herself. And she was able to go out with family for vacation that she was not earlier before. She was happy to go out with her, kids for in their kids game. So that was very, transformative. She was so happy, and she's still my client. I'm still working with her, and it is really, very rewarding. And I still remember that this is the kind of transformation we want. I want personally for many women out there.
Yeah, it's so rewarding to see that. It's one of those favorite parts that you mentioned that you loved about being a health coach. If people are wondering, like maybe they are stuck with anxiety and stress and exhaustion, and they're like, I can't figure it out. I feel like I'm doing all the right things. Um, uh, and they want to know what is their root cause, or what are some of the things that they could implement. How can they get in touch with you, Vanita?
Yes, they can find me at radiantwellnessmd.net, or they can also find me at Instagram, Vinitha Prasad MD. And, I will be happy to chat with them and communicate with them what's wrong and how I can help them transform their life.
Awesome. I love it. So Vanita Prasad MD on Instagram is VINITAPRASAD MD. And then radiantwellnessmd.net is her website. Definitely check her out and connect with her. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you. I'm really excited about this wave of health professionals who have that traditional backing, but then are like bringing in this next level of customized support for people and truly making a profound difference, and being able in their own life, in their clients' lives, and then their families' lives. And it's just a win-win. And so thank you so much, Vanita.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Awesome, and thank all of you for tuning in. If you have questions or examples that you would like to see, definitely put that in the comments. I'm going to put a video here on the 5 steps to create your successful health coaching practice that will help you know how do you structure it. If you have a calling and this is what you're wanting to do, but you're struggling at getting your gifts out there, check this next video out. And with that, have a fantastic week. And of course, be good for you.